I hope you're pumped, because today we're diving into the mind-boggling mysteries of Noah's Ark. Now remember last week, we finished reading about what the Bible has to say about Noah's journey, but I promised you that this week we'd look at the hard evidence that suggests, that convinces me, that this is a true story. So check this out. This is from the New York Post, dated November 1st, 2023. It may just be the discovery of biblical proportions, it reads. Scientists have placed humans at the site of what is believed to be the ruins of Noah's Ark in the eastern mountains of Turkey. Now, the findings released earlier this week of rock and soil samples determined that their clay materials, marine materials, and seafood that were present in the area between 5,500 and 3,000 BC. Now, the study is comprised of 3 Turkish and American universities that have been investigating the theory of this site since 2021. Now, the Mount Ararat Noah's Ark research team, which was created for scientific research on the ruins, carried out the first study actually in December of 2022. Now, the size and the shape of this formation correlates with the dimensions of what the Ark is said to be in the book of Genesis. A length of 300 cubits, a width of 50 cubits, and a height of 30 cubits. Now, before this article, Turkey had already recognized these ruins as Noah's Ark. Now, you're probably wondering why. Well, buckle up, Buttercup. The Bible itself tells us that Noah was commanded by God to build an ark and fill it with every animal on earth to survive the global flood. This story isn't just in the Bible. It's also mentioned in holy texts of major religions like Christianity, Judaism, and even Islam. Even cultures far from the sea, like the Hopi Indians and the Incas, have legends about the flood. Now, it all started with a Kurdish farmer. He stumbled across these strange formations of stone back in 1948, but nobody really paid much attention until 1970s. Then an American researcher named Ron Wyatt, well, he became obsessed with this site, and he published his groundbreaking discoveries. Now, can you imagine what he found? A ship-shaped area in a whopping 7,000 feet above sea level, nestled amongst the crevices and the landslide debris. The exact dimensions in Egyptian cubits, as described in the Bible. So exactly what does that mean, these cubits? Well, here it is. It's 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet tall. That's mind-blowing. But let me share a real kicker with you. Ron also found numerous huge stones with holes bored in the top, and he recognized that they were identical to anchor stones that have been found throughout the Mediterranean. Now, these stones would have a hole bored in the top. They'd be hung off the keel of a ship to keep it from tilting and rocking and capsizing. The difference between the stones he found up here on the mountains of Ararat and those in the Mediterranean, the ones here at the ruins were huge, 2-3 tons apiece. Add to this the pile of evidence, a roughly engraved rock from the area depicting 8 people, Noah, his 3 sons, and their 4 wives, a boat riding atop a huge wave, and a rainbow. Now, the Bible tells us the rainbow was a symbol of the covenant between Noah and God. No, just wait. Just wait a minute. You're thinking there's no way that wood could have survived 5,000 years? And you'd be right. But hold on to your hat. You're not gonna believe this. After an earthquake in the area, Ron went back in 1979. He saw that the earth and the dirt and all the debris that had piled up against the sides, well, that earthquake had knocked it back. And what he saw, it blew him away, because the earthquake had settled all those centuries of rock and debris. And now, with the sides clearly visible, well, it looked like a giant shipwreck. He could see indentations all around resembling decaying ribbed timbers. But now these timbers were all petrified into stone. So there's your answer. The entire ship has turned into stone. And hold on to your hat again, folks, because each web had numerous metal nails that were still driven into them. Can you believe it? Ron was thorough in his investigation, and he used metal detectors to mark the location of every nail, and he connected all those dots with ribbon. Yes, indeedy dooley, they formed an organized pattern. There it is. Well, what does that look like to you? Pretty clear that the pattern couldn't be something that's a result of natural phenomena. This is mind-blowing stuff, people. But here's another kicker. This is located at 7,000 feet above sea level. There were no forests up there, just stone and rock. So how in the heck would such a ginormous boat end up there? I'm telling you, it floated there. Isn't that just incredible? I mean, we're talking about the ruins of Noah's Ark, right in front of our eyes. That may sound unbelievable, but with all this evidence, we can't just brush it aside, pretend like that doesn't exist. The dimensions, the geological evidence, the widespread legends, well, it all adds up. I'm telling you right now, hey, we're not done. Now recently, ground-penetrating radar, GPR, surveys were conducted at the site by the Oregon-based company Topa 3D. With that ground-penetrating radar, it can take three-dimensional images underneath the earth to show you what's there. Very detailed images, I might add. So here's the results of those images, and they speak for themselves. But what the hey, you tell me. Is that a natural formation there, or a ship? There's ship's anchor stones in the vicinity. There's an engraved stone depicting 8 people and a rainbow. There's metal nowhere in the ground around the thing, except in the boat-shaped object. And inside, an organized pattern of iron at regular intervals. The radar evidence of the man-made structure, you know, the walls, the cavities, tanks, shapes, passageways. Heck, there's a side doorway, there's a ramp. And then there's regular vertical horizontal structure around the sides to form the framework of petrified laminated wood, fossilized rivets containing sophisticated alloy, 4 feet long metal rods, iron angle brackets. The formation is the correct size that the biblical length, width, and height of Noah's Ark. And it's in the correct location stated in the Bible, the mountains of Ararat. The 3D ground images depicting the ancient, partially buried ship. So what do you think? Isn't it just mind-blowing to consider the possibility that Noah's Ark could be resting right there in Turkey? I'll leave you to ponder on that. Now look, if this story is true, what does it tell you about the truth and the veracity of the Bible? Now thanks for joining me today, and remember, stay curious, believe the Bible, and trust in God.